Lil Penny was the alter ego of Penny Hardaway. They were the complete opposites but balanced each other out. Penny being more reserved and quiet, while Lil Penny was very outspoken.
Did you talk to Jordan?
At my celebrity golf tournament, the Little Penny Classic. He kills me off the tee, but I get him on the green.
He would be Batman's Robin, and together they would become an iconic staple in the mid-90s. Some will argue that Lil Penny would become more popular than Penny Hardaway himself. This is the story of Lil Penny becoming bigger than life, bigger than the invention of the wooden doll. The popularity of the Air Jordan shoe during the 80s and early 90s single-handedly revolutionized the basketball shoe and the shoe game. Michael Jordan's sought-after shoe was worn by fans, players, and even celebrities. At the peak of his career, Michael Jordan would retire from the game of basketball after winning the 1993 NBA Finals. Nike wanted to come up with something just as big, if not bigger, as they felt it was the perfect time with their number one guy no longer playing in the NBA. Nike had already signed a rising star in Afernee Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway was drafted by the Golden State Warriors with the 3rd overall pick in the 1993 NBA Draft. Although he would be traded for Chris Webber and when played for the Orlando Magic, he quickly showed that he was a future superstar in the league. By his second year, the 6'7" guard was playing at an elite level, already making an all-star team while becoming the face of the league after a retired Jordan. Penny was a tall guard, rarely was that seen, able to handle the ball better than most point guards, while having the ability to pass like Hall of Famer Magic Johnson. The comparisons to Magic were apparent, some even saying Penny was a better scorer, but he definitely had a better mid-range game, and arguably was a better post player. But something was missing. Wooden dolls have been around for hundreds of years. They were awkward and creepy and had no emotion, and were better used for an ugly decoration than for a kid's toy. But then there was this doll, who stepped on the scene whose claim to fame was his sidekick abilities. He would bark at anyone that stepped out of line but at the same time be the voice of reasoning, was comfortable on the hardwood, and the ladies loved him, especially his smooth grainy skin. Only a foot small but saw mills in his future. It was plain to see, but this was the sidekick that Afernee needed. Nike's marketing campaign was ingenious. They hit the jackpot with this wooden doll gimmick. Lil Penny became a 90s puppet icon, and remarkably was an instant hit the moment he stepped into a Nike commercial as Penny Hardaway's mini-me.
What the fuck? Hey, Penny! What do they call these shoes anyway?
Air Penny.
So who you guys playing tonight anyway?
Minnesota.
Oh, Los Lobos! I guess you're going for the big numbers tonight, huh? Now I want you to work them inside, work them outside. I'm sitting triple-double here. Now, Penny, I want to say hello to my man Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, Garnett. We went to high school together. Tell him Little Penny from the Science Club says hello. Can you do that for a brother?
Hardaway had his own shoe with Nike called the Air Penny, and while Nike was bouncing around ideas to have another shoe on par with Air Jordan, they came up with this gimmick that actually previously failed. Lil Penny was actually already born a year prior and was sitting on a shelf as a failed pilot attempt for a failed test commercial. The commercial in question? It was Nike's signed superstars in which they had their own puppet to represent them playing basketball on a puppet-sized court. The verdict? It was creepy. The director's vision didn't match the marionette performance in the commercial, so those puppets would be out of work and sit on the shelf for a while. Little did one of them know, they just hadn't found their master. Then the idea was repurposed for Penny Hardaway's first shoe. Nike came up with an ad campaign to go along with the shoe, and Lil Penny was born, with the right pieces to make it come to life. The voice of Lil Penny was an important part of the character. Believe it or not, Nike's first pick was Eddie Murphy, but at the height of his movie career, he wasn't interested in TV commercials. Then they looked at Martin Lawrence and Damon Wayans. Both were too expensive. Too expensive for Nike? What? Penny was hoping Martin Lawrence would be the voice of the puppet, as his favorite show at the time was Martin. But then, the up-and-coming comedian Chris Rock was given an audition and instantly hit it off with the character and had everyone in the room laughing, including Hardaway. With his quick humor and unique voice, Lil Penny was born. The voice was one thing, but who controlled Lil Penny was another to bring him to life. You may be familiar with the show Mythbusters, where they crack all sorts of myths and wives' tales. Still 8 years before its time, the future co-star Jamie Hyneman was in charge of creating a complicated system of pulleys and levers that could make Lil Penny move in any way needed in order for Lil Penny to come to life. On set, the director of the commercial would even talk to Lil Penny as if he was a real person. Jamie and his crew would follow cue and execute the commands necessary for Lil Penny. It usually took up to 6 people to create the desired movements. Penny Hardaway's fame was growing at a rapid rate. It was believed that was the reason why Shaq left Orlando due to the jealousy of how much attention Penny was getting, with endorsement deals, commercials, and having his sidekick with him that took him to the next level of superstardom. At the time, there was a lot of tension in the locker room between the two. Shaq was signed with Reebok and did a commercial, which appeared to throw a jab at his own teammate. You be the judge.
Some people say I've got too much on my mind. Movies, music, toys, correction. There's only one thing in my head. The championship. The championship. Because I got 10 fingers and no rings. And I love jewelry. That's what's on my mind. This is my planet.
You got room for a brother on your planet, boy.
But if you ask me, Shaq should have been mad at Lil Penny, because he was becoming more popular than Penny Hardaway was. But in a small world, Lil Penny had his own problems, feuding with Kermit the Frog on who the most famous puppet in the world was at the time. Don't even mention Kermit the Frog to Lil Penny. He doesn't want to hear it, snapping anytime that his name is mentioned. Their beef goes way back. It was over Miss Piggy. Kermit was asked about Lil Penny and says he doesn't even know who he is. But Lil Penny says Kermit knows him and even admits to calling Kermit's girl a fat pig at a party they were at. But anyways, Hardaway was starting to realize how big Lil Penny had become, as when he was out in public, fans would quote Lil Penny lines from his commercials and ask where Lil Penny was. I'm sure it became annoying. Lil Penny appeared on Oprah, doing music videos, and was even in the 1997 Nike Super Bowl commercial. Lil Penny ads were everywhere and was becoming more of a celebrity than Penny Hardaway ever was. Lil Penny had a fling with Tyra Banks, which brings me to this question. Why can't puppets have one-night stands? Because there's always strings attached. Months passed and the fame started to fade away like old stained wood, while Lil Penny would start to realize that without Batman, there is no Robin. But it was too late. Hardaway would suffer a series of career-changing injuries immediately after a commercial showing Lil Penny in a cast. True story. Coincidence? It seemed to end as quickly as it began. What happened to Lil Penny? What happened to Penny Hardaway?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?